Good afternoon and welcome to a brand new series here on the Alice Williams Is Banned channel entitled The Top 5 Ways Globalism is Trying to Kill You in Episode 1, The Supermarket. The Supermarket. The supermarket is one of the easiest places to spot how globalism is trying to kill you, because one of the best ways to try and kill you is to put poison in your food. But I'm not just going to be highlighting the ways that they're putting poison in your food, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a variety of different ways that the globalists are trying to kill you in the supermarket, including sort of impinging on your personal freedoms, getting you to sign up to new digital overlord schemes, etc., etc. So, there's many ways, reducing quality of life, and you can see this all in the supermarket. The supermarket is one of these things that was pitched to you when they first started coming around as, this great way. You're going to save all this time when you're shopping. You've got all this stuff in the same place. You're going to get all these great prices. You're not going to have to go to the greengrocers and the butchers, etc., etc. But what they're really doing is they're sort of centralizing food production and distribution to the point where they want these supermarkets to become so big, which has almost happened, that there's basically nowhere else for you to buy your food. And then once they've done that, then they can really start sort of just having this control over your life and poisoning you and making you broke and making you queue outside like they did during the pandemic and stuff. Anyway, I've been meaning to do this series of videos for a while, because when I'm walking around town, I can just see the way that this globo-homo communism is just sort of creeping in everywhere. And the supermarket is one of the most obvious. And when you know what they're up to, when you can spot it, there are ways around it, and you can avoid, death, which is always fun. Okay, going to get straight into it. Thanks for everyone that supports the channel. The link to do so is in the description. Subscribestar, Locals, PayPal, etc. It really does help when you take the time to support the channel, because we can't make these videos without you. Okay, without any further ado, number 1, food quality reduction.
Tomatoes are not even red anymore, Tomatoes ain't even red anymore. They're yellow and green and shit. You want red tomatoes? Get your money out, bro. If you want tomatoes that are red, get £3 out. Because the regular price tomatoes are orange and yellow, bro.
That is a video I just shot in my local Sainsbury's supermarket of the yellow and orange tomatoes. And I could have picked any produce. You have noticed that the spinach looks like it's been attacked by a Doberman. It's brown and slimy. The tomatoes aren't even red anymore. And they have the audacity to be like, hey, taste the difference. They taste the difference. Like, the difference is now that tomatoes are red. Like, if you want a red tomato, you have to pay through the absolute nose, right? And this is being done on purpose. They're reducing the quality of the fruits and the vegetables, especially in England, especially the country where I live, and probably Scotland too, I imagine. Not that they eat vegetables in Scotland, but you know what I'm saying. You go to Spain or something, at least the tomatoes are red and the produce sort of, it looks like it should. Fruits and vegetables should be really colorful, and they should look delicious, and they should look as healthy as they are. You go through the produce in your supermarket aisle these days, and pretty much everything will be slimy or bruised or disgusting or gross. And it's not on accident. Part of it is, the weather manipulation, how much it rains. The potatoes will be all black and moldy. I generally sort of mutter to myself around the supermarket. I'm like, I can't believe this is for sale. You're charging for this? You're charging? I'm holding up bags of spinach. Like, you're charging for this? You're charging for this? It looks like the kind of stuff where there used to be markets and people would just be like, 5 bags of this for 50p because it's so disgusting. That it's basically going to go in the bin if no one buys it now. And that is now what's sitting in the supermarket shelves for like £3. And just to give you an example of how terrible and poor the food standard is that you're being served now. Like, I'll make this statement with chest, boldly, right? Medieval peasants were eating better than you, right? If you were a medieval peasant, everything you were eating was free range, was organic, no pesticide, no chemicals. Medieval peasants were eating potatoes far superior to the ones that you are paying through the nose for. If you want to eat like a medieval peasant now, get your money out. But even you can go even your sort of grandparents were eating totally better than you. Like, all food used to be organic, all of it. And think about what you have to pay for now. If you want food that comes from the dirt, you want food that's been in the ground, oh my gosh, get your money out. Get your money out. And really, that is what everyone wants. Things should really be getting better. Food should be getting better. We should be better at farming with all our technology and stuff. But in actual fact, the reverse is happening. Why? Because it's been done on purpose. Farmers are being absolutely battered by the government every which way that they can. Most of the vegetables on your supermarket shelves come from Kenya or Libya or, Sorrento, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ideal way to eat food is straight out the ground, in the amount. You want it to be a very short sort of cycle. And the people that run, food distribution, they know this. That's why if you want stuff that's grown locally and stuff that actually tastes good and stuff that's actually good for you, you have to avoid buying your produce in the supermarket. I'm going to try and give you ways around this, And what I do, I pay for this. It's all called the Organic Delivery Company. And they send me like a box of fruit and vegetables to my house every week. And it's like 30 quid a week or something, which might seem quite expensive for fruits and vegetables, but they're delicious. And you can really taste the difference. And it's just, I really recommend that you do that. It's like the favorite £30 that I spend every week is getting, fruits and vegetables that you can actually eat, because, they are deliberately reducing the quality of the fruits and vegetables that in the supermarket. Because I realized I used to love fruits and vegetables. I used to eat loads of them. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm barely eating any anymore. I was like, why is that? It's not because I don't like fruits and vegetables anymore. It's because I'm walking through the supermarket just being like, oh, I'm not eating that. So that's the number one to look out for, is the deliberate reduction in the quality. Now, number 2, making healthy meat products look gross.
Bro, nobody is trying to stop you eat meat, okay? Nobody's trying to make this look as disgusting as they can, okay? No one is. They've changed the packaging to reduce no one is trying to make this look gross, guys. Please eat this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, minced beef never used to look like roadkill. You know what I mean? Like, they've changed the packaging on beef to make it look as disgusting and gross as they can. And you might think, well, why would they do that? They're going to sell less. Nobody that owns these supermarkets gives a crap about sales anymore. Like, the supermarket is not a business anymore. Okay? You should have seen this during the pandemic. It's all controlled. All the supermarkets are contained. They're not competing against one another. Everything I'm talking about, you will see in every single supermarket. Okay? They don't exist anymore to try and make profit or loss. The people who run the world, they already own everything. Okay? They're not interested in making a little bit more money. They own all the money. They own everything. They're interested in control. Okay? And what they're doing here is they want to reduce the amount of red meat that you can eat so they can kill you. Firstly, it reduces sort of testosterone. It makes the men all sort of soy boy and easy to sort of bully and push around and step on. It generally sort of just makes you weak. But more importantly, it conditions you that your life is just getting worse and you should just get on with it. They're trying to make meat deliberately gross so that more and more people, and you'll hear more and more people who'll be like, oh, I saw this Netflix documentary and now I don't drink milk. I saw this Netflix documentary and now I don't eat meat because of all the horrible things that the globalists do to animals. It's like, but do you ever ask, like, why don't they have to stop doing what they're doing? It's like, oh, I saw Seaspiracy and now I don't eat fish because they're doing all these horrible things to fish. Why don't they stop doing those horrible things? Since the beginning of time, men have eaten fish from the sea. Like, that needs to change now. You can't eat cows anymore. You can't eat fish anymore. It's very deliberate. There is no need for meat to look that disgusting. You'll also notice, the the volume of meat that they have in supermarkets is shrinking. They think they're being so clever with this. They're slowly sort of shrinking. Like, you can't really get much free-range chicken anymore. It's all getting a bit more gross. You know, the packaging on chicken now. You used to get this little sort of base that the chicken used to sit in, like a sort of roasting tray made out of plastic. Now they just sort of wrap it as tightly as they can in a little plastic bag, and you get all this sort of chicken juice just swimming around in it. The whole thing has just been made to look 60% more gross. Okay? And they really do want you to stop eating meat because it's good for you. It's high, in protein and calories and stuff, and they do. As crazy as it sounds, you can see this in the supermarket everywhere. They're trying to stop you eat the stuff that's good for you. Eggs is another one. It's all over the supermarket. They'll be like, oh, we've got less eggs now, and the better quality eggs are disappearing. And it's really the creeping arm of globo-homo communism. They want to reduce the overall quality of everything in the supermarket, so you just get used to having a worse life. And the excuse is usually sort of climate change. You know what I mean? It's like the whole world is going to blow up unless we make your meat look disgusting and you can't have eggs, right? And if you disagree with that, you hate chickens or something. Anyway, number 3, digital tracking devices disguised as money-off-ware. Getting like a supermarket club card used to be optional. Like, if you wanted to save some money, you got like a club card or something, and the supermarket were able to track everything that you buy. They were able to learn about everything you eat, everything you drink, everything you don't like, And in return for all this information that they would probably sell on to people or just feed into the algorithm to make your life more miserable, they would give you some money off. Now that's all changed. What they've done is they've started raising the price of everything even more than it already is, except for the club card items. So, for example, if something used to cost £2.50, okay, they put the price of it up to £3.50, and then they go, club card price, £2.50. So you, as a person like me who refuses to get one of these digital tracking software cards, someone like me, the price of my stuff has just gone up. They're not offering anyone any sort of a deal, right? No one's saving money. And at the same time as they're making everything more expensive, and they're doing this in every supermarket, they're sort of bullying you now, sort of press ganging you now into having one of these digital tracking devices so they can know what you eat and what you drink and how much seed oil they're getting into you. And ultimately, they'll use this information to, make you miserable and kill you. So, it's on the list at number 3. And you can tell that these supermarkets aren't business anymore and they're not independent anymore because they're doing this at every single supermarket. If they're not doing it at your supermarket, it's coming. It's on the way. They started at Sainsbury's, I think, and now it's working its way through all the supermarkets. Tesco's love this. I refuse to shop at Tesco's now because they love this one. But eventually all supermarkets will do it. And you can tell that it's a nonsense because they're even doing it in Co-op. Co-op's got to hey, join the rewards club, which is ridiculous because if you don't live in England or whatever, Co-op is it's not a place where you do your weekly shopping. It's a place where you go to buy 1 or 2 items. No one's walking around Co-op with a trolley doing their weekly shopping because everything's more expensive because it's open outside of supermarket hours. So no one's like a Co-op loyalty member. People just go there because it's convenient. So there's absolutely no way that this is actually a loyalty scheme anymore. This is now a let us track what you eat and drink or else. So, number 4, adding poison to soft drinks. Yay, sugar-free. Oh, thank you so much for taking the sugar out of soft drinks. Yeah, they're taking the sugar out of your soft drinks, but what are they replacing it with? Because they still taste sweet, right? I mean, they taste disgusting if you ask me, but at least if you used to get a can of sugary soft drink, it used to contain sugar. Now they're replacing all the sugar in soft drinks with aspartame or all these sort of disgusting artificial sweeteners, which almost certainly give you some awful form of cancer. Cancer, which, by the way, is the body's response to poison. A lot of people don't know this. When someone gets cancer and they get a tumor in their body, right? And it's like, oh no, there's a tumor in my body. How do you think the tumor got in your body? Fly in through your mouth or through your ear, right? Your body creates a tumor. A cancerous tumor is your body's response to there being loads of poison in your body. So what the body does is it builds a tumor and it puts all the poison in there. Okay? So when you see all these people getting cancer, that is a response to all the poison that is put into your body all the time. And a great example of this is all the artificial sweeteners that they put in soft drinks now. And by the way, you might be thinking, well, I don't drink the sugar-free versions. They've started putting it in all the versions. Like, let's say, for example, you don't drink Tango sugar-free. Let's say you just drink Tango. It's now with sugar and artificial sweeteners. The same with almost every soft drink. Original Coca-Cola being, I think, the one exception. Every other soft drink, it doesn't matter. There's basically no version now that doesn't contain cancer-causing chemicals, essentially. So I hate to tell you this, but if you drink soft drinks, you might want to reconsider, because they're taking out the option now that you can even have sugar, which is bad enough for you in the quantity that's in soft drinks anyway. But now it's just like, we don't care if you don't like these artificial sweeteners. We're putting them in everything. Thanks. Number 5. Poisonous seed oils in everything. This meme probably explains the dangers of seed oils better than anything else. You know, seed oils, rapeseed oil, soybean oil. I mean, just listen to the name rapeseed oil. Does that sound good? And they are in everything. You only want animal fat. You only want butter or cream or stuff like that. You don't want to be using any of these disgusting monocrop seed oils. Rapeseed oil, palm oil, all that stuff is very carcinogenic. Again, it's poisonous. It's not safe for human consumption. It's supposed to be used as like engine lubricant. Some Satanist arranged for it to be in all your food. And what you need to do with the seed oils is you need to check every single food that you're buying for seed oils. And you'd be stunned at what they're in. It's like sausages. It's like, why do you need to add oil to a sausage? You ever cooked a sausage and thought, oh, wow, man, this could use some grease in here somewhere? It's put into everything. And I've put this at number 5 for the ways that globalists are trying to kill you in the supermarket. But it could easily be number 1, because I reckon of all the cancerous things that they're putting in your food, seed oils is probably the absolute number 1. Anyway, this has been an exciting, uplifting video. But, now you know what to avoid. Tune in next time for another episode of the Top 5 Ways Globalists Are Trying to Kill You. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the link in the description and support the channel. I love you all. Bye.